I'm Hannah. You're listening to The Sesh'n. Joining me in the studio is Lonelyspeck. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Lonelyspeck. My real name is Sesh'n, and I'm a producer, singer-songwriter from here in Adelaide.
Amazing. So, why do you make music?
I just really love doing it, and it kind of feels like to me it feels like a really natural and intuitive way of exploring emotions and stuff. So,
What emotions do you like to explore when you're making your music?
I think I kind of use it as a way of sort of like verbalizing and understanding and exploring feelings that I maybe have trouble exploring in other ways, or like through normal words and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's a really special thing about music, isn't it? It gives you that way to be able to express how you're feeling. So who is your favorite artist and why?
Favorite artist? I have a few favorites. I think probably one of the most influential artists on me is a producer called Arca. She's like a Venezuelan experimental producer who just like the first 30 seconds of me ever hearing her music just blew my mind. And like,
how did you first discover her?
it was just on SoundCloud. I don't remember what led me there, but it was just like this mixtape that she'd put out in like 2013.
Yeah.
Which is called it's like 5 ampersands, like the and symbol. And it just like opens with this absolutely ridiculous beat that like I just like never comprehended music even sounding like that.
Just blew your mind completely. So I feel like you're an artist with a lot to say, right? Through your music. What is, you've got one message that you can put out for the whole world to hear. What is that message?
I don't know. I guess I don't really I think my music is very introspective, and I think probably the common theme through all of it in that sense is just like being honest with yourself and being true to yourself and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So if some people, like you said, you can write a lot of songs about like you and how you're feeling. And then you can also, I find a lot of artists observe like other situations and stuff. What's easier for you to write songs about? Like what you see other people doing, like you might see a couple in the street that are having tea together, and it's like, you can write a whole story about what their love life might have been, or you could look in at yourself. What's easier for you to do?
Definitely looking in at myself is I find easier. I never really, even in the songs where it sounds like I'm talking about other people, I'm normally talking about myself, or like a kind of conversation I'm having within myself and that kind of thing.
Do you learn more about yourself when you're writing? Be like, I didn't know I felt like this, but I think I do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I try to, for that kind of reason, I try to keep it as intuitive as possible and not like kind of questioning my instincts too much and that kind of thing.
Do you ever get creative block?
Yeah, totally. I think definitely last year I had a big block with lockdown and just the I think having less social experiences and stuff made it really hard to write, which is funny because I never connected those two things really, because I'm just a generally quite introverted person. But yeah.
How did you overcome this?
I think I'm still overcoming it, but I think I kind of learned to really I think coming out of my last EP, it was I had a really conceptual kind of mindset to it, and I was kind of fitting everything into this story kind of idea, whereas this time I realized I couldn't really do that with the headspace I was in, so I had to be kind of I'm still writing stuff for this new release, but I've had to be very kind of intuitive and like following just this, like the kind of places my brain goes or whatever, without really knowing what everything means that I'm writing and that kind of thing, but just kind of trusting that it
will
is
make
significant.
sense.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like you're working on some new stuff and some new releases. You able to let us in on anything? How that?
Well, I'm working on a release of my own, which is slowly coming along. I'm really excited about that. I have no idea what the release time will be, but yeah.
Are you super critical of your work?
I think I'm super critical of my lyrics specifically. Like that's what takes me so long about writing. Like I could write instrumentals, like I could put out a whole album of instrumentals like every week. Like it would be quite easy. But like lyrics, it takes me like months to write a song sometimes. Like yeah.
And I guess like your personal experience would change over those months. So like how one lyric started, it could get a whole new meaning of its own by the end of the song.
And then sometimes it's like there's old lyrics and it's like I don't relate to that headspace anymore.
Right.
Like so it's like
is it important for you for like when you put out music that other people are like relating to what you're saying? Is that a thought that ever crosses your mind?
A little bit, but the main driver for me is that it feels right for me to sing it. And I think I kind of believe that the more true you are to yourself, the more it's going to resonate with other people. So I kind of put that first.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. And it's been really interesting, hearing the insight to your amazing music. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
See ya.
Bye.